Welcome into the Nick Saban Show, presented by our friends at Truckworks. One of those classic Iron Bowl games, a lot of points scored, and Alabama comes up on the short end, 48-45, Coach.
Well, we certainly had our opportunities out there today, and you've got to really hand it to our players for the way they competed in the game and the way they overcame a lot of adversity. Some of us, we created for ourselves, but man, we kept coming back in the game, and I'm really proud of our players for that. But I think there's also a lesson to be learned here that too many penalties, too many lack of discipline type plays, people being accountable to do their job on a consistent basis, making the kind of choices and decisions that enhance team success. I mean, those things are really important to winning when you play good teams. And you know, I don't think that we did that well enough today, which is my responsibility. But that's one thing that you have to do when you play good teams.
A wild first half at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Here's the highlights.
The snap, the spot. The kick has leg, it has accuracy, it has points written all over it as Joseph Bulovas comes up with a field goal. Now Nix moves Whitlow to his left. Keeps it, does the quarterback. He'll walk it in as Bama bought on the fake. And a 7-yard touchdown for the Auburn Tigers. Under center, gets the snap, fakes the toss, handoff Najee, finds an opening, over the top, touchdown Alabama! As Najee goes to the near hash mark and dives over the top behind Deontay Brown, touchdown Alabama! A 43-yard field goal try for Anders Carlson heading towards our left as you listen. The snap and spot are there, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So we are all tied up. Heading left to right as you listen. Mack with an empty backfield. Looks, throws. Oh, it's intercepted by Auburn. Intercepted by Smoke Monday. He'll take it in for a touchdown down the right sideline. Smoke Monday. It's kicked. Waddle from the 1. To the 5, cuts left at the 10, stays left at the 15, up the middle 20. He'll cut to the outside 25, 30. He gets outside the contain, down the left sideline. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Alabama! 99 yards on the kickoff return by one of America's most impressive kick and punt returners, Jalen Waddle. Touchdown Alabama! Goes wide to the far side. Meanwhile, Whitlow gets the inside handoff, fumbles the ball. Covered up by Alabama, covered up by the Crimson Tide. And Bama's got it as Christian Harris covers the football on the fumble by Jatarvius Whitlow. Mack looks, waits for the snap on a 3rd and goal from the 3. He'll get it. He'll throw towards the back of the end zone. Touchdown! Henry Ruggs III. Nicely thrown by Mac Jones to Henry Ruggs III. One is wide to the left and a slot man. Here now the snap, Bo Nix. He'll pump once, pump twice, throws that one. It is caught. Touchdown as Sal Cannella came down, gets 1 foot inbounds at the near sideline. At 6'5", he had the big size advantage over the smaller Alabama defensive back. Here's a 2nd down and 6. Bama from their own 42. Mac Jones looks, throws. Waddle has it, gets around the defender. He's lightning fast. He's to the 30. Angles left side 20. Down the left sideline 10. He's in. Touchdown Alabama. 58 yards. Jalen Waddle. Spectacular. From 52 yards out to end the first half. The snap, the spot, the kick. It is up. It is good from 52 yards.
One of the focal points in the game was quarterback Mac Jones getting his first start here on the road in the SEC. In the first half, did you see some real positive things from the quarterback?
Yeah, I thought we moved the ball well on offense, and I thought Mac did a really good job. Of course, we had a pick six, which was, unfortunate. He just overthrew a route, and the guy picked it off and ran it back for a touchdown. And but I thought Mac did a really good job. I thought the offensive line did a good job. We ran the ball effectively. Najee Harris played really, really well. So didn't really play as good as we needed to play on defense. And then they got the field goal right before the half.
Right before the half, you saw the field goal. So Bama goes in with the lead, though, as we go to the second half when we come back.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by TIFFIN Motorhomes, made to move you.
Welcome back into the Nick Saban Show. All right, you're in the locker room at the half, and you're up a little bit. Tell me what you told the team.
Well, the message was, look, we got it. We knew it was going to be a 60-minute game. We knew it was going to be a tough game. If we clean up some of these errors and things that we're doing, we can certainly play better. And I thought we had a great attitude, coming out in the second half, but we went 3 and out. We got poor field position on the kickoff return. We went 3 and out right away, but we kept fighting in the second half. And I think the players had the right attitude. We just made too many mistakes that we couldn't overcome.
Here are those second half highlights.
Second half highlights are brought to you by BBVA, proud banking partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Sage Ledbetter holds it. Clark Smith will snap. Kicking it to our right as you listen. It's on the way. Kick is up. Kick is good. So a 44-yard field goal by Anders Carlson. Ali Cajo ahead of Najee Harris. Here now the roll right, the throw to Najee. It is intercepted by Auburn, and there's nobody back for Alabama. Down the left sideline, Zacoby McClain takes it all the way. Touchdown, Auburn. Najee Harris lined up to the right of Mac Jones. 2 wides left, 1 right. Mac looks to the left side, throws, caught, Waddle! That'll be a 12-yard reception. There was no signal, but yes, the video clearly shows a 12-yard reception. The spot, the kick on the way, and that one is good. Here's a 1st and 10. Mac Jones looks long. Jalen Waddle goes up, reaches up, makes the grab. Touchdown, Alabama! 28 yards. Mac Jones again to Jalen Waddle, who had to outleap a defender, comes down with the football, and it puts Bama back in the lead. Our 10th lead change of the day. Bama leads 45-40. Whitlow gets the direct snap, gives it to the runner who comes across from the end. Hard hit, helmets go flying. Sean Shivers, he is in for a touchdown. Whitlow, little touch pass to Shivers, and he takes it in for a touchdown.
So Auburn wins the game 48-45. A couple of red zone opportunities late, and those penalties that continue to push that offensive drive back a bit.
Well, I think 2 things. I think when you have the ball on the 2-yard line, 1st and 2 at the 2 or whatever, and you throw a pick 6 and they go back 98 yards for it, that's a big turning point in the game. But we overcame it. And then we had an opportunity at the end of the game. We got a couple penalties that pushed us back. So didn't do a great job in the red zone today finishing drives. And then, Joe missed the field goal that would have tied the game up. And then we had an opportunity to get the ball back with a minute to go in the game. And, it was a, wild kind of substitution. They put the punter in. He was playing receiver, so we substituted the punt return team. Waddle went out there. We tried to get him back off the field. Quarterback was in at quarterback, so we put the regular defense back out there. So, just one of those things that, you hate to see a game decided on something like that.
So Alabama moves now to a bowl game. We'll await our destination. When we come back, we go all access thanks to our friends at Mercedes-Benz. Stay with us tonight.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. By Coca-Cola, share a Coke. And by Aflac. Get to know us at aflac.com.
Welcome back into the Nick Saban Show. It's time now for the turning point of the game.
Well, I really thought that we needed to get up 2 scores in the game. And when it was 31-30 and we had the ball 1st and 2 at the 2, we had an opportunity to do that. We could have got up by 8 points. We throw a pick 6, and now, all of a sudden we're behind in the game. So that was probably, one of the big turning points in the game. Even though we came back after that and had plenty of opportunities and even went ahead in the game a couple times, that was probably a big turning point.
Our Mercedes-Benz All Access tonight introduces us a little bit more to Pete Golding. Tell me a little bit about Pete and what he's brought to your program the last couple of years.
Well, Pete's done a really good job. He's a hard worker. He's got a great relationship with the players. He probably had the most difficult job in college football this year when our 2 starting linebackers, who are very good players, who were experienced players, who were backed up by 2 freshmen, both got injured before in preseason. So now we're playing 2 freshman linebackers, and he was coaching those guys and being the coordinator, and it made it a little more difficult for him, but he did an outstanding job. He's a good recruiter, he's well-liked, and he's a real asset to our staff.
Maggie goes behind the scenes with one of the great young coaches in college football.
Pete Golding, defense coordinator, inside linebackers.
Pedal, open, drive, downhill, good.
Coach, you're one of the 3 left that's going into their 2nd year, so welcome back. Glad to sit down with you again.
Glad to be here.
What was it like your first year, if you could sum it up into words?
It was a great learning experience. Obviously, I think when you first get here, learning the defense, all the different schemes, the terminology, and then getting used to the recruiting part of being in the SEC and in the SEC West, and the time spent on recruiting. And so after having a year under my belt, I feel a lot better.
Let's go into a little about you, though. I know you've coached at multiple different places. What made you want to get into coaching? And was there a certain moment you said, I like this, this is what I want to do?
Yeah. Well, my old man was a head coach growing up, so he was a high school head coach. So since I was very little, I just grew up in field houses. And so obviously after my senior season playing college football, majored in business, didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I played for a guy by the name of Rick Rhodes, who's an Alabama guy, won a national championship at Troy. And so he convinced me, he's like, look, just come GA for the summer, just see how you like it and stuff like that. So I went there, fell in love with it, and GA the semester, and then got into full-time coaching. So it started growing up in those field houses with my dad being a coach and seeing that. And I've always loved the team environment and being around a group of guys. And so I think, once you get done playing, that next spring is just like, all right, now what? You don't have those meetings every day. You don't have the same practice with the guys, and I kind of missed that. So I think that was kind of the biggest thing.
If I went and asked one of your players what kind of coach you are, what would they tell me?
I don't know. You need to ask them.
How would you describe yourself?
No, I mean, I think I'm a hands-on coach. And the biggest thing as when I was a player is, I always want to know why. Why did we call it this? Why are we doing that? That's the biggest thing to me as a coach. You're a teacher. Both my parents were educators. So my mom's the provost of a college. So I grew up in a teaching environment. And so, my big thing in my room is when those kids leave, I want them to know why. And I want them to feel good about it. And what we do in individual and inside and all that shows up on Saturdays. Because I feel like if you're doing certain drills and they don't show up in the game, why are you doing them? And so I think it's big, especially with these young adults now, to understand why we're doing it, why we're calling it this, so it makes sense. And then I think it allows them to be able to buy in and play better.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Cooper Tires. Roll Tide on Cooper Tires. Visit coopertires.com for a retailer near you. Ask the Coach is brought to you by Academy Sports+OUTDOORS.
Hey Coach, my name's Kyle and I'm from Kennesaw, Georgia. I just wanted to know how you prepare for the bowl season.
Well, Kyle, I think that bowl games are a great opportunity for a lot of young players to get a lot of coaching, a lot of teaching, You get an opportunity to have what amounts to almost a spring practice in terms of the practice time that you have between now and the bowl game. It also gives a lot of older players on the team an opportunity to have a great bowl, which enhances their value in terms of their future. And I think it's a reward, for all the players on the team. These guys have worked hard this year. I can't ever remember a season where we've had more adversity to overcome in terms of the players that we lost at key positions, and these guys just kept fighting, and we just came up a little short, but they're going to get a reward for that as well, and I think going to a bowl game certainly is something that they really deserve, and a good one.
Every year you say, goodbye to a group of players and hello to a new group, and I know it rips at your heart. Jerry Jeudy's one of those great guys who's been with your program for a few years now, and we take a look at him tonight. Tell me about Jerry.
Well, Jerry's a hard worker, and he's been a very, very productive player for us. He's a quiet guy, doesn't say a lot. He's a great competitor. Never had one issue with him since he's been here at Alabama. He goes to class, he does what he's supposed to do. He represents the program in a first-class way, and he's a very talented guy, and he has a very bright future.
Maggie sets down with number 4.
Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver, Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
On the play action fake, here's a slant across the middle, over the top, Jerry Jeudy, touchdown Alabama!
Give me your first football memory, first time on the field.
I started playing football like 7th grade. The first team I played was against Sunrise Gators. They had me at running back.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I played running back. I was like the tallest on the field, but I wasn't the best. I ain't gonna lie.
So you missed Pee Wee football. You didn't start until 7th grade.
Yeah, I started 7th grade. My mom thought I was too little to play. She always like, no, you're gonna get hurt. And like,
Tallest on the field though, too little to play.
yeah, like I was real skinny.
Real skinny.
Real
Oh, it's the
skinny.
tackle. All mamas
Yeah.
are afraid of that tackle
Yeah, she
football.
was scared of that.
So from there on, were you hooked? Did you know that's what you wanted to do and continue playing?
Oh yeah, when I first started playing, after that, I just knew that was it. I just fell in love. I probably say I'm really addicted to football.
Really?
I won't even say in love, addicted. I feel like addicted is more. I feel like I'm more into it like that.
The guys you sit in this room with every day, what is that culture like? You grew up together almost through this program.
Yeah, we got a very strong bond. We came in with each other, and yeah. So when we first stepped on the field, we just had that bond to challenge ourselves to be the best players we could be to help the team win.
Something everyone has seen is you grow as a leader. This past season, you have just grown in the way that you communicate on the field. Where does that come from, and where are you continuing to grow that leadership?
Really, just me being one of the top guys on the team. There's a lot of guys that look up to you and like listen and follow your lead. So me being one of the top guys, I want to set a good example for the other players to be the best player they can be and do whatever it takes to help the team win.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T, the official wireless provider of the Crimson Tide. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Here's what's next, presented by AT&T.
All right, we always wrap up the Nick Saban Show with the AT&T What's Next, and tonight we're looking to the bowl season, also some exams, and the banquet coming up, Coach.
Right. Well, the next 2 weeks are, going to be a little different for the players. Coaches need to go recruiting. We'll all be out there on the road every day, and the players will have to do some working out on their own, as well as finish the semester, as well as they possibly can to get the best opportunity to develop a career off the field. And we'll have them do some work. We won't know, when the practice schedule really resumes until we find out exactly when we play.
Yep, we'll find out a week from Sunday when Alabama and where they'll be going bowling. Thanks for being with us. For Nick Saban, I'm Jim Dunaway. This has been the Nick Saban Show.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coca-Cola, share a Coke. By Cooper Tires, count on Cooper, an American company since 1914. And by TIFFIN, TIFFIN Motorhomes, made to move you. The University of Alabama, where legends are made. TIFFIN, TIFFIN Motorhomes, made to move you. AT&T, more for your thing, that's our thing. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by Aflac. Get to know us at aflac.com.